Young Miami's name appears directly in the middle of some crazy footage that was recently released by TMZ, just when people thought it couldn't get any deeper. The same Young Miami who was secretly working for Diddy was recently taken into custody. She's currently connected to the Fed's investigation after a $6 million 0 cents deal went awry. You all recall that she was the one who traveled across the nation with Diddy's belongings, keeping an eye on him while everything transpired behind the scenes. She was named in one of the lawsuits filed by a woman who claims Diddy not only got her pregnant, but also got her pregnant after she saw the files and the save. Young Miami attempted to persuade her not to keep the child, but now Diddy is in hot water. His court date has been set. Recorded phones, secret safes, evidence, hiding closets, and video footage of Kim Porter's events are all coming to light. So pay attention, because this could be the turning point in the collapse of the Diddy empire. Let's begin with the recent internet tremor. A video that was recently leaked by TMZ is now included in the federal investigation into Diddy. Furthermore, it is purportedly connected to Kim Porter's last days, so it is not just any old clip that is circulating. According to sources, this footage was taken directly from a closet, but it is now public knowledge. This is where the twist lies. Young Miami was in the house, not just at the parties or on the private planes, so she witnessed it all. According to those familiar with the matter, she had access to the precise safe that contained the video. According to reports, the video captures the moments before Kim Porter's illness took that terrible turn. According to some, it even depicts the precise circumstances of what was put in her drink, who was present, and who assisted in its cover-up. This is on tape, and it's the kind of tape that doesn't lie, so it's not a rumor. What's worse, this video was not supposed to be discovered. According to the feds, it was kept in the same closet as other important pieces of evidence, files, surveillance backups, and records. And now this tape is being used as trial evidence. According to some insiders, the prosecution required this in order to demonstrate that a pattern existed, something that connects to Kim and goes far beyond Cassie's story, demonstrates how profound this is. And keep in mind that prior to her death, Kim Porter made an effort to disassociate herself from Diddy's way of life. Diddy allegedly didn't want to let her go, even though she didn't want anything to do with what was happening. Now that the feds have this tape, everything appears to be different. Speculation has given way to concrete proof, and those present in the room when it all happened are either speaking out or being apprehended. The crazy part is that Young Miami may have been holding the truth in addition to witnessing it. Legal sources claim that Young Miami is under investigation for allegedly transporting important pieces of evidence between states. Being around the wrong people isn't the only factor here. She allegedly assisted him in moving items that she knew would be used later in court. A woman who accused Diddy of forcing her to have a child also named her in one of the lawsuits. According to that woman, Young Miami made an effort to get her to keep quiet. Instead of assisting the victim, it is alleged that she assisted in preserving Diddy's reputation. Investigators are currently investigating a $6 million 0 cents transfer, and no, this wasn't merely a commercial transaction. According to sources, it was either related to private flights where sensitive evidence was being transferred, or it was hush money. Young Miami is accused of booking, boarding, and flying on these flights covertly. She moved silently, according to the feds, but now they're moving louder. The evidence against her is rapidly accumulating, despite the fact that all the specifics have not yet been made public. She is only the beginning, according to some insiders. If she flips, nobody else could be implicated because she might have had access to everything, including the phones, the safes, the flight logs, and the recordings. And while everything is falling apart outside, things are getting hotter inside the courtroom. Despite the rumors, the court is proceeding quickly. Trials of this nature typically take years. Diddy's trial is officially set and jury selection is already underway. However, Diddy's actions within a year speak volumes about the strength of the evidence, and at the heart of the case is a woman whose identity is still under wraps. She is simply known as Jane Doe. Court insiders claim that she is more than just a witness and could be the prosecution's most compelling argument. They claim that her testimony has the power to end the case. She was among those Diddy attempted to break into. She was in the house, and there are recordings of her that may have been made without his knowledge. In order to ensure that the defense doesn't have enough time to change the subject or distort her story, the prosecution is playing this one tight and hasn't even disclosed her name yet. However, there's a buzz in the courtroom that her appearance will make all the difference. According to some reports, she is the missing piece, the person who can connect the dots between Diddy, Young Miami, the money, and the video. It will no longer be merely rumors if her testimony matches the tape that TMZ leaked. Rather, it will be about patterns and intentional abuse. The jury is the center of attention right now, but the real story starts when Jane Doe takes the stand. Without knowing what actually happened to Kim Porter, none of this makes sense, so let's go back a little. Kim was discovered dead in her Los Angeles residence back in 2018. Pneumonia was the official diagnosis, but something about it never felt quite right. Before leaving, she had confided in close friends that she felt like someone was observing her and that she wanted to share her story, possibly even writing a memoir. Now, a far darker story is emerging in light of the recently leaked footage from TMZ. Kim may have been under the influence of drugs, according to those with knowledge of the investigation. She's purportedly depicted in the video in a different state than what was made public. The startling thing is that Diddy's name keeps coming up in relation to those last few hours, which some are referring to as involuntary sedation. He allegedly made calls and gave cleaning instructions while he was at the house. The closet safe containing the tape also contained a cache of prescription medications, none of which were written for Kim. Investigators believe that Young Miami may have had digital copies of the same video saved on her iPhone, which is even more unsettling. When she eventually attempted to break free, this woman, who had 3 of Diddy's children, remained silent for years. He missed the opportunity. It's a depressing tale, but it can no longer be kept a secret. Cassie, who spent more than 10 years with Diddy, is also at the center of this controversy. To the outside world, she was just the quiet girl on his arm. Behind closed doors, the situation was entirely different. Her previous testimony made this point very evident. Years of manipulation, isolation, and control. She claimed that Diddy kept her under control by using all of his resources, including his money, attorneys, and intimidation techniques. He supposedly dictated who she spoke to, where she went, and what she wore. When she attempted to leave the hotel, things descended into violence because she was not permitted to leave without permission or post without authorization. Despite being married to someone else and pregnant once more, Cassie hasn't publicly discussed the recent events, claiming he once coerced her into relationships with other men and used that video as leverage. However, her previous statements are still on file. And the circle gets wider because the prosecution is now focusing on the names of those who were with Diddy the entire time, including French Monthan Popal, Lauren London, Michelle Williams, and Kanye West, who watched everything, partied with him, and worked with him. For the first time, people are questioning whether this is simply Diddy's dark world or if the whole system was put in place to protect him. Some were paid off while others vanished, but the names keep coming up. Since Jane Doe is the only name that is missing, this is the true cliffhanger. Although her identity is still unknown, the court documents indicate that she is not merely another accuser, but rather the case's key witness. According to people familiar with the case, the person who had been silent for years suddenly came forward, and what she was sitting on has the potential to bring down the entire house. The rumor is that Jane Doe has flight logs, emails, recordings, and possibly even She shared the same inner circle, homes, flights, and activities. She witnessed what transpired. She was there. Her is the focal point of the prosecution's timeline. They also claim that her story and Cassie's and Kim's stories overlap. This implies that she might be the one to complete the circle and bring everything together. Others believe she is waiting to testify in person to make her moment matter, while others claim she has already given the court a sealed file. In any case, Diddy's team is in a panic. His attorneys are attempting to control the damage, postpone, and discredit her. But if what she has is genuine, this might be the last straw. Diddy's team is aware that once Jane Doe appears before that jury, the game is over and the streets are talking about it. And if you think this is over, there's more to it. There are rumors that Diddy attempted to conceal his crimes by bringing others down in order to cover them up. Several people have come forward to claim that their names were included on fictitious guest lists, appearing as attendees of parties they never went to. Some claim Diddy's homes were set up for control while the actual guests were kept off the record. Allegedly, people were flown in, told they were going to industry events, and then coerced into staying longer than they had planned, all the while being observed, protected, and instructed to keep quiet. The walls are closing in, whether you believe it to be a conspiracy or simply the result of years of karma. Diddy believed he could purchase silence, but the truth cannot be outbid. Who do you suppose Jane Doe is then? What do you believe Young Miami actually understands? If you have been following this case from the beginning, please subscribe for more updates and leave your thoughts in the comment section.